told you no. Real-world epics, training, racing, and figuring out how to balance it all with life's demands. This is Low Angle Adventures. Cyclocross is perhaps the most thankless of cycling disciplines. It's a sand-in-the-face celebration of bike handling and shoulder rubbing, topped with an ever-present reminder of the value of anaerobic fitness. The Idaho Cyclocross Series starts in October and ends in December. It's a 10-event motivator to do your intervals, set your tire pressure, and embrace the chaos. I raced in 8 of those races in an effort to win the Singlespeed class. And this is how it went. Okay, first race of the season. I've been working on my fitness. I'm lined up on the front row and ready to go.
I'm going to give you a 10-second window, and I'm going to blow the whistle. We're all going at once.
Everybody is wound up for whatever reason. The nerves are running high, and you'll see what I mean here in just a minute. Off we go. Okay, Nick Lee on the right there is the only other single speeder on the front row. He gets a good start and gets out. I kind of slide in behind Andrew here. And you can see on the right side of the screen there, that is Chris Hill. He's a single speeder, so I'm racing against him, and directly behind me is Gabe Keck. And I decide to go inside here on Andrew and slot in right there. Still kind of tight racing. We work our way into single file as we come down the hill and across the court. Great shot of the field as it begins to spread out. Now, I go for another move here in this 180-degree left-hander, and this kid plays it perfectly, and I make a mistake. Oh, that's not good. He gets the position back. That was my rear wheel. And we are beginning already to get about 5 or 6 of us here off the front of the field. Now, this is just a few turns later. Nick Lee, the only other single speeder in front of me. This is the pass for the single speed lead. And Nick comes up here in just a minute. You'll see what I'm talking about. As we go up the hill, some shifting problems there. And this poor kid just struggles with those and eventually just moves him to the back. I give him a little gap, shoot up this hill. Everybody's down, pedaling really slow. Always fun on a 1-speed. I put this in just to show some of the action. I go through the chunder here to get that position. Still on the first lap. Everybody's still got great legs. And the unsurprising happens. This is awesome. Legs, youth, motivation, away he goes. Through the chunder himself, around inside, and now we go into this fast left-hander. And I think about a move to the outside here, but it's not to be. I'm going to name the upcoming curves the F-bomb S-curves. What? So now we're going to switch to the back. You'll see another fun move back there. What? Another one? 2 in 1 lap? Anyway, it's not the World Cup, guys. So now that the rest of the field has been taken care of by that little mishap, there are about 5 of us here off the front, and we don't have a real eventful race. This is the second lap. I put this in just to show the benefits and the downsides of a 1-speed. Watch the gap shrink up this hill. He's trying to shift. His derailleur has other ideas. I tire of it and go to the inside. And then I pretty quickly pedal out going up this hill. You can hear it. And he's back. No surprise there. He gets this pass. Pretty easy move. And some more shifting problems. You can hear it. What a mess. Poor kid. So anyway, I tried this move up the inside a couple times. Never really able to make this stick. It would have been a crazy commitment. Little tire rub there. Everybody's down pedaling slow, including me. And these two kids in the red, yellow, and black kits eventually fade away, have mechanical or biomechanical problems, and Finn in the white there wins the race. I'm second overall, first in single speed. Okay, next day, opposite direction. Same uphill start on the pavement, though. And everybody worked out their nerves the day before, so this is a little bit calmer race with no language. And I get a little bit better start today. Not quite as many people, but these Birds kids love to jump out, of course. And we pedal up this hill. I end up, I don't know, fifth wheel or something, fourth wheel going into this corner. Gabe Keck gets a great move around the outside here that he makes stick, and Gabe's not on a single speed, so I'm first single speed into this turn. You'll see Gabe on the green bike here. Yeah, he's about my age though, so fun to race with him. Go down across the court here, but most of the action in this race is actually concentrated in a complex of turns on the other side of the track, and we're going to jump out there here in just a second. Here we are. This complex of corners that we're going to go into has two entry lines, a high line and a low line, and then it's kind of a right and a left, but there's all kinds of options in there that make passing super available and fun. So Gabe goes low here. I preferred this line. He gets a position. I go wide and then back inside and get two positions. Now, of course, we're trying to put 5 bikes here where there's room for 2, and it takes a second to kind of work itself out. And ends up I get 3 positions out of the deal. So lots and lots of action in here. This is a couple laps later. Breathing on Joe a little bit there. But he's got racing room. You can see he's still there on my inside. I do get the position for about 20 seconds or so. And then coming into the next corner, Joe gets this. Yep. And he makes that stick. Nice pass. I'm a little quicker down this hill, but there's nothing I can do to make it happen. And I follow Joe through the sand, and he just does a great job. He's strong. He races clean. I really like racing with Joe. Okay, same set of turns. I go low again, squeeze inside. Everybody's surprised the first few laps by these moves. I love it. Some good heckling there. Okay, same set of turns. Gabe and I are now kind of in the middle of a group of kids here. Gabe goes low, gets a position, and then Henry here in the white jersey, at the expense of his drivetrain, takes it back. Took him a few laps, but they figured it out and started playing that game in there with us. It was great. So this is about, I don't know, maybe 2 laps to go, lap and a half to go here. And I had actually dropped back and started riding with these guys. Didn't want to be in no man's land, but I was feeling like I could go a little faster. So it's time to start thinking about getting out of this group because I can't sprint with them at the end. So that starts right here. Gabe has a little bobble through the sand. Okay, time to move up. And now I'm right on the wheel of these kids. We're going to get into the grass here, and you'll see how this plays out with me thinking I'm going to start moving around. Okay, I'm a little quicker through here than them up and around this off-camber. See an opportunity. Everybody's surprised by it, but it works. And, so now I'm behind Henry again. Henry likes to run over these barriers that we're about to hit, and I think this is the best opportunity to get around him and then start accelerating away. So you'll see how that works out. He stays in the center. I'm outside.
Let's go. Outside. You got it. Go ahead.
So no room there. Can't quite make it happen. But I do get him when we get up to the top of the hill. Now, this race was interesting because Carson Hampton, who's a couple-time national champion on the mountain bike last year in U23s, had started at the back, charged to the front. He's, I don't know, a minute in front of us here. And so we're racing for, I think John Hughes was in there too. We're racing for third position overall. And I accelerate away here and do get third by just a few seconds over that group. And I think Gabe outsprinted those kids. So anyway, third overall and first in single speed. Great race. Okay, so third race of the year here, Eagle Island, and it is pouring rain. I've got a terrible lineup position here, and I do myself no favors on the start. You'll see what I mean.
10 seconds.
So we're off, and I managed to worsen my start here in the first 5 seconds of the race, but through the use of some creative braking and some aggressive riding, I managed to make most of it up right here. Yeah, so this works itself out to be in about fifth wheel, I think, by the time we start moving. And I just accelerate us here to the next corner so you can see this is the slowest corner on the track. It's uphill, and I've got a big gear on the bike to accommodate the back half of the course. So you can see I lose 7 or 8 bike lengths coming out of that corner, and I'm holding people up behind me. But once I get on top of the gear, I catch up. So here we are just a few corners later, still in fifth wheel. And this kid hesitates for just a second like that and gives me all that I need to start going around him on the outside. So another few corners later, and I get this move inside of Finn. And here we are on the backside of the course, which is just super fast and goes on for 3 or 4 minutes. This is sort of how this unfolds most of this race. We get out there, the kids with strong legs and bigger gears put some time on me. And still on the first lap here. This is kind of a fun thing. We go through this creek, and Dagger pops out of his pedals, and I find myself in the lead, which doesn't last very long. So, a few corners to go in the first lap. I'm chasing down Henry here in the infield. This is sort of how things would unfold generally, is I'd lose positions on the backside of the course and then gain them here. And eventually, we come into this run-up, which is just a few corners remaining in the lap. I maintain some good momentum, run up this hill, and find myself in the lead of the race on the first lap, which I think surprised me as much as it surprised anyone. So there you go, 3-4 second gap, not much, and it doesn't last. Okay, so this is sort of the theme of this race. Backside of the course, I see a lot of this, and not a lot I can do about it, but I was strong enough to stay with them most of the time. And then we get to the infield, I do a bunch of catching up, and then on this run-up, I would usually catch these 2 kids. At this point, kind of just the 3 of us, so another lap here. I've been passed. I'm making a pass back around Henry on this run-up, who's struggling without any spikes in his shoes. And I lose those positions again on the backside of the course. Okay, so just a few corners to go in the penultimate lap. We're coming into that run-up. This is a helmet cam that I've managed to screw up the position on, but just the 3 of us off the front of the race now. We run into this thing, and Henry's still struggling with a little bit of grip there. Finn starts to run around the outside, and I follow him, and ultimately this is the move that wins him the race. He's got better legs than the other 2 of us on this final lap. He pedals away, wins by about 30-35 seconds, I think. Henry gets me on the back of the track on the fast section, and so I finished 3rd overall in this one and 1st in single speed. Great day of wet cyclocross racing. All right, race 4. Next day, no rain. Got a little help from the camera lady there. And if you look to my left, that junior rider in the green and black kit, his name is Tristan, and we are about to have an epic battle. One of the best races of the year here. Super fun. Still have that big gear on the bike for that flat section. Chris screams it out, and we're off. Takes me a second to get on top of the gear, but I get a pretty good start on this one. So everybody's pretty pumped to get to that first corner, and I'm pretty pedaled out. You can hear the hard braking here. And foot out for Tristan. And just a little bobble getting back in opens the door for me here. I'm glad to have it. I don't waste any time. Up the hill we go. I stay on the gas over the top of this thing, excited to get to the bottom. My bike felt great down this. This is a place where a flat bar just really does well. So you can see I will open it up here down this hill, and this was pretty consistently happening every lap. Little gap on Tristan there. I'm also a little heavier, which helps. And now we begin the infield section here, where it's just hard for me to get out of the corners. But I did manage to keep the crowd behind me until we get to the fast section. So here we are now at the beginning of the flat, fast part of the track. And Tristan makes a move. So it takes me the better part of the remaining section here to catch back up to him. But I do manage to do that. And it's a lot of work. You can see he is now making that move and trying to make it stick. But I eventually bring this back. And then the way this race unfolds is kind of like this. I was faster through the infield. This hill especially helped me. You can see the big gear on the bike here. Slow out of the corners, but the cornering speed's still pretty good. Yeah, super fun. So we're jumping ahead now all the way to the last lap. Tristan and I rode this entire race together. And I ended up doing a lot of braking offline. You'll see that there. Trying to find some grip and then sacrificing the exit. So unsurprisingly, we go out onto the fast stuff, and Tristan makes this move. I'm not sure tactically this was the best move for him. I think might have been better if he'd stayed behind me here. But anyway, this is the way it unfolds. This is the very last lap. So we're going to finish this fast section and then come into another grass section where there's a series of turns, 10 or 12 turns. And I know I want to be in there first. So pretty effortless move to get back in front here. And we are coming into some lappers.
Here's Zach.
So I let him know, and this rider graciously moves out of the way, which I appreciate. We've got some good racing to do here. And so now I am just opening it up. It doesn't look like it, but this is all I've got. And we are going to get here to where there's just a couple turns to go. We're going to go up this hill around 180 degree left off Camber Corner and come back just to the left of where you can see now. So I don't want Tristan sneaking inside. I'm trying to be right up against that banner tape, come down into this off camber turn. He doesn't make the move there, and now I am just all I've got. Get on top of that gear. We've just got one tight corner left. It's a right-hander, and we're coming into the Tristan cheering section, which is always fun. So this is the most pathetic bicycle sprint you will ever witness, but super fun. Super fun. So I managed to win that one. You're going to see it from the outside. Yeah, so again, beat Tristan by about a second there, maybe. I don't know. But that was a dead heat, and it was an awesome race. I wish I had more of it. The cameras are imperfect when it comes to capturing everything, but...
old man picking on a little kid.
Yeah, old man picking on a little kid. Not so sure about that. Here he is.
That was impressive.
Young guys, give us a battle.
Awesome. Likewise, friend. Likewise.
So Tristan is not only a great bike racer, he's a good sport, and I'm so glad he's a part of our community and am excited to see where he takes it in the next few years. First of 2 days at Lucky Peak, and the start routine antics are off to an all-time high with this little feat that Alex pulls.
Christian McCann.
Okay, now listen carefully. Gets him up there.
Just come here for a
Wait
second.
for it.
Okay,
Go. All right, single speeders are running. Everybody else is in their pedals, presumably. And this works out pretty well for me. You can see one rider got by, but there's McKenna with the purple shoulders thanks to the short start he got. And there's Chris behind me. We settle in. I'm just going to let this play because this is a beautiful shot as everybody spreads out into single file. And we start trucking down this hill. Nice backlit fall weather there. Looks great. Yeah. This little dog leg here works out well for me. Watch the gap expand. Yeah. So one rider in front, and that is Henry, who is right there. And I'm second wheel, and this is the most explosive start of the year, I think. He is just absolutely pinning it. And it is everything I can do to just not let him disappear. Had the right gear on the bike, fortunately. That allowed some help. So this course was pretty cool. We go through these grass turns, onto the pavement, back onto the grass, back onto the pavement, and then we come screaming down this hill. We're going like 20, 22 miles an hour down this hill into the sand for a high-speed get-off. And you really do have to get off here. It's pretty hard to ride, not possible for most of us. And you can see I've caught up to Henry there, and looking back, there's Chris and Christian, and I opt to get back on. Chris runs past me, and you can see we're going to go through 2 sand pits here. One there. We're pretty even here. And then here, he can just make this inside turn, and I have to pedal all the way to the outside, losing time. And there you can see Chris and Henry. Yeah, so I catch back up to Chris, and meanwhile Henry is still just wide open throttle, and the gaps are getting huge immediately. Back to the front now a few turns later. I'm getting closer to Henry here, but he's still pulling, and shorter line is almost always faster, people. But he's not done yet. This course had some super fun stuff. You'll see here, onto the pavement again. Then we're going to go up onto the grass. Henry finds time to dig a leaf out of his stays there. And we're going to go around this tree, around this next tree, back down onto the pavement, and then into the sand, and watch the gap he puts into me on this. He starts accelerating on the pavement, accelerating hard through the sand, up this hill, getting small in a hurry. We're going to go around this 180, and you'll be able to see on the right how spread out the field is. There is just no one there. He is just absolutely pinned. It's everything I can do to keep him in sight. And now into this set of 480-degree slow turns built into the hillside. I close a little bit here, but it's not enough to matter. Under the tree. Now we're going to go left and back up the hill, and then right and back down the hill. And you can see the gap there. I mean, he is just absolutely on the gas. And now for the crux moment of this race, still on the first lap, we head into the sand pit, and that is that. Unfortunately, he's fine, but yeah, I see this as an opportunity, and I just absolutely open it up. If there was anything left in the tank, I am emptying it now with the hope of winning this race from the first lap. And remarkably, somehow, that is how it goes. I get off the front here, and we're going to go back to the rear shot here in just a second. You'll be able to see Henry. He gets close, but he doesn't quite close the gap. So here we are deeper into that lap. So still only the second full lap of the race, and you watch carefully here, you'll see he's burning matches. And I think had he tried this a little bit slower to come back, it would have worked out better for him. But I'm still going hard, and I didn't have that in me, of course, for very long. But coming up here, it's about as close as he ever got.
Here's your race leader coming through. He's going to make a right-hand turn on a single speed.
That is pretty much the story of that race. I get off the front, I don't get caught, and I ride the entire race by myself. I'm going to let this play just because there's some great downhill fast corners here, but yeah, overall win in that one. Super happy. Hear the brakes there. That is that. Next day, Lucky Peak, same track, opposite direction, same uphill start. All the single speeders are going to run this one again, and this is a pretty lively race. Lots going on, especially in the first few laps.
Have fun, enjoy the day, and
And we're off. I did not do my best start here. End up, I think, 5th wheel going into the first turn. So there goes Tristan, there goes Henry, there goes Chris. And I do not protect the inside on this next left. Drift too wide, you see that there. Have to give that to Jordan, and I am in 5th. So, fun track. The real story of this race is Tristan having his way with us in the first few laps. So, there goes Jordan around Chris. I'm going to do the same, going downhill through a bottleneck, and I'm going to go around the outside. I like this move. It's kind of aggressive. It's fun. Chris gives me racing room. And the turn tightens up there. And watch this move that Jordan pulls here. Not on this turn, but on the next uphill. You're going to see him go try and get this move, and it almost works, but
That was cool.
it doesn't work. Tristan manages to squeeze under that tree. Pretty awesome stuff. That was cool. And so there's the Tristan sharing section going absolutely bananas. He is off the front, and he is going hard. I'm going to catch up to Henry here, and we're going to see how this plays out. Okay, here we are. I'm just trying to hang on through the flatter, faster stuff. And back onto the pavement, and we're going to come into the sand here, and you'll notice there are some boards here in the sand. That allows me to get this move around Henry. So now I'm third wheel. Jordan's around Tristan. That is, I believe, how it stays. Jordan does win this race, but Tristan gave him one heck of a race. Later in the lap, fast across the barriers. Now watch the gap these guys get on me on the remount. Yeah, I bobbled just about half a pedal stroke there, and the gap starts to grow. We're going to come down into this sand, high-speed dismount into the sand. Jordan opts to stay on. Tristan and I get off. It's a mistake. Jordan should have gotten off. So now out around this maintenance building, through the sand again, and this is just super hard on a one-speed. You know, the key with sand is high cadence, and you just can't do that when you've got one gear, so I am just struggling to not fall off my bike here. The gap expands again. Can't believe Henry didn't get me there.
It has to be on something.
Unreal.
The only thing that kid is on, Henry, is a lot of hard work, and I think we all know it, and it's fun to watch him. So here's Henry, again, expressing his amazement at the gap. We're now maybe 2 laps in, and it's just unreal. We're going super hard. Remember, we had led the race the day before, and Tristan is just absolutely twisting the knife now. It's great to watch. Jordan stays with him and eventually gets it back. Okay, so for me, this race is with Joe. This is middle of the race, maybe 20, 25 minutes in. Joe's on a 1-speed. He has come past me, and I covered the move. When he made it, it was super fast, and now he's beginning another one. I've already covered one. This is move number 2. He is pedaling hard up this hill. He's got a little bit bigger gear, so I'm a little faster coming out of the slow corners, but he's got better legs and a bigger gear, and he is just hurting me. Look at the speed gap here. Yeah. I mean, the speed up this hill was substantial. And everything I can do to bring this back, I do eventually succeed in that. And then about as soon as I do it, he hits me again. Shorter line, people, shorter line. So you can see I close this up under braking and down the hill. And then I've got the gear coming out of the corners. I can do that. And we're going to go through these series of 180s and then watch what happens with Joe. I've got a little better acceleration coming out of these corners. I can show him a wheel, but it doesn't matter. All I can do is show him a wheel. Listen to the breathing. And this is the move that wins Joe the single speed race. I just don't have it. He is on the gas and nothing I can do. Watch him right away. Frustrating, but well deserved. So here we are, lap later or so, and Finn and Henry are now on the attack. There goes Finn. And he is going to start to open this up. Tristan cheering section there, giving me some encouragement, which I appreciate. And we're now into this 180. We're going to go downhill into the sand, and we're going to catch a lapper. Finn's going to get bobbled a little bit here. I'm going to bobble. Stay on the bike, stay on the bike. And as soon as we hit the hard stuff, merciless on the gears, these kids. And I'm able to cover this once, I think, is how this plays out. And it's only because of this mistake that Finn makes here going around the maintenance building in the sand. He gets off. I think I'm going to get him, but it's not to be. So you can see he's still in front of me there. We're like a lap and a half to go at this point. So I make this bonsai move to the inside between the tree and the stake, which was left open intentionally for this move. Right there. Park it in the corner. Henry gets 5 bike lengths out of the deal. Finn gets stuck behind me, and it ultimately does not matter. Because here we are off to the next corner, and merciless on the shifting, away they go. Finn catches back up to Henry. And you'll be able to see here, I can get kind of close on the slow corners, but this is pretty much how it plays out. Half a lap or so to go here. That is them disappearing and me going backwards in this race. Second in single speed, and I don't remember, 4th or 5th overall. Okay, back to Eagle Bike Park, second weekend of racing here, first day. And this track is super unique, just a really unusual climb in it, and I love it when they set it up this way. It always serves me well.
Riders, let's go on the, when I say go. All right, let's go.
Unfortunately, it takes me a second to get clipped in, and I don't get the best positioning here. This guy isn't going quite as quick as I want. I have to go around him. And then you can see a ton of people here, all trying to squeeze through 2 metal posts, and everybody's through. Little craziness riding in the chunder there, but everybody's through safe. And we are going hard up this hill. You can see a little gap developing, and now you can see Alan Schroeder about to embarrass us with some massive watts. He makes it look easy. It is not. Away he goes. Around me, around Tristan, and I am gearing up for another battle with Tristan in this race. This is the kind of track that I really like. So long climb in it, which is weird but fun, and you can see Alan makes a move here that I think is awesome on the single track. He makes a pass. That's hard to do. And I'm going to show Tristan some heat here because I know the front of the field is going to get away, and I am maybe too ambitious in thinking I can keep up. So as we come into this next turn, I put a wheel in probably where it won't fit. Tristan is having none of it, which I love, and I have to back it down. So I do it again on the next right-hander. Looking for an inside, not going to be between that sagebrush and Tristan. And now you can see as soon as we get out here onto the flat section, if you look down the trail, you'll be able to see that the front 3 riders are just, they've already got 6 or 7 seconds on us. So I'm a little anxious about that. I want to be up there. Same lap, a little bit later, same positioning here. I love this fast, rolly single track piece, and it empties into a high-speed dismount into a wooden stair run-up. Awesome. Tristan starts to run around, dagger there, and this is looking backwards. You can see there's a whole bunch behind us still. Tristan gets that position, and I am not able to. So down the hill we go. Tristan now starting to disappear. I'm recognizing that I need to get around here. And so it's going to happen, but I have to wait for the door to open. There it is, and I make that move. The bike had just about the right gear on it to go up this hill at speed, and I still had pretty good legs, so I was happy with that. You can see Finn there on my wheel. And we're going to go back to the front here through the start-finish line. If you look down the road there, you can see Tristan. He's about 4 or 5 seconds up on us. We're going to go around this corner, and then the unfortunate happens. Tristan rolls a tubular off the rim, and that is the end of his day. Too bad, because it looked like he had really good legs. So this track is super fun. Out of the bike park skills area there, onto the pavement for just a second, and then immediately back into the grass, into some downhill off-camber turns that are super fun. And I'm trying now to eke away from Finn. You can see a little bobble there. Slow corners, but fun ones. Okay, we're later in the grass section here. Same lap. You can see I've got a little bit of a gap on Finn, and I'm starting to catch the rider in front of me. That's John Hughes up there, and he's not moving quite as fast through this grass as I am. Closing that down, and then we come into this corner, which you can see he pulled a foot on. Super slippery, easy to crash. Lots of people did it, including Finn. So that is the last I see of Finn in that race. And now I am closed up. You can see he's back on his bike there. I'm closed up on John, and we are beginning that long climb. This is 1:10, 1:15 seconds from where we are now until where we turn into the single track at the top. And that is a long climb for a cross course, but it really served me well. You'll be able to see here, it's kind of slow getting out of these corners. I don't have any advantages there, but as soon as it turns into a power to weight game, John did not have the legs on this day that he usually has. Unusual for me to be able to hang with him. I was grateful for that, and around I go. So I spend most of this race in no man's land, kind of 20 seconds ahead of John at the finish line. This is the very last turn of the race.
Rider back.
Let this guy know that I'm there. Unsure why you would run your bike down the middle of the track. No harm, no foul on that one. I move around and finish this one in 3rd overall and 1st in single speed. Hard but fun race. Always hard when you're in no man's land.
Single speed there. Into the finish line.
Great day. Looking forward to tomorrow. Next day, same venue, same start, opposite direction. So we're going to go left instead of right at the top of this paved hill and immediately into a 180-degree bottleneck. Everyone knows that. They're lined up early, and I'm on the 2nd row, which is not where I want to be.
All right, gentlemen, we're going the next 10 seconds. We're going on the whistle, on the whistle. Have a safe race, and we'll see you in 50 minutes.
All right, buckle your seatbelts, people. It's about to get exciting. I get a pretty good start, get out of the hole pretty well, and settle in just overlapped with Gabe here. I invite him in just to avoid some trouble. Listen up.
Gabe, come on in.
Come on in. Now looking backwards, bonsai move on the right side.
Told you no.
I told him no, that was impossible. He should have known it.
Free and clear.
And we're free and clear. It's about 5 of us here with a little gap thanks to that pile up. And I'm anxious because I think I should be a few positions further forward. So I'm going to go to the right of Gabe on the outside on this next left, which puts me on the inside in the next one. And it works out pretty well. I get 2 positions out of the deal. And now we've just got some tighter, slower corners here through the infield. But gap's starting to open up in front of me already, so I'm pushing hard. And here we are a few corners later. Finn makes that mistake, and we don't see him for a little while. And now I'm third wheel, behind Jordan and Alan here. I don't have ambitions for Alan, of course, but I can often give Jordan a pretty good race. So I'm thinking about that as we go up and around this 180. The Tristan Sheeran section is there. And as we get later into the lap, this is Jordan again, and we're coming into an A-line, B-line situation. He goes right, and I choose a little different line at the top of this hill, catch up, and then we go immediately into another A-line, B-line. He goes left, I go right, stay on the gas. He knows it, he sees it coming, and it works out. But it is temporary. Jordan's powerful and handles his bike well, and isn't going to sit back and watch that happen. So you can see Tristan back there. Here's later, maybe beginning of the second full lap. Jordan thinks about that move around my left, thinks better of it, pretty high speed there, and we're going to go right up this hill anyway. Wasn't the best place for it. And you can see Tristan's starting to close that gap. Now, a few turns later, here we are on a flat, fast section. Jordan makes this pass pretty effortlessly on the flat. And there's Tristan closing in. Next corner here after this pass is flat and slow. Nobody feels good here. We have a good laugh about it. And here comes Tristan now coming out of that slow corner. It's his turn to make a move around the outside.
Dog, Tristan, stay with it.
He makes it stick.
Come on.
A little bit of encouragement there on the bobble, and he's good. Until right now. Oh.
You okay?
All right, he's okay. Finn has gone past in the meantime, and you can see Jordan is up there on the left side of the screen. He's a corner ahead now, and Finn takes advantage of this and begins to disappear. So here we are, middle of the race. Tristan and I have been tearing each other's legs off for 20 minutes, and this is coming into that A-line, B-line situation again. I opt to go left, he goes right. I don't realize how big my gap was going into this choice, and when the track comes back together, I also don't see that he has taken probably 3 seconds out of me there. So on the final lap, right here, we have already had one pass. I think this has worked for me in the past. I opt to go left into this thing, and when the track comes back together, I quickly realize the mistake that I've made because I did not hold it. Tristan is now in front, as you can see, and the way this plays out in the end is about 10 corners later, he crashes, I catch up, I'm right on his wheel with maybe 4 corners to go in the race. I pass him and get that position and beat him by just under a second. It was super close. That was good for third overall and first in single speed. And probably the last time I will ever beat Tristan. And that wrapped up the series with 7 wins out of 8 single speed races. Next year, time to try something new. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, please subscribe by hitting the button in the bottom right corner of the screen. Check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.